It's that time. Now I'm a little bit late on this, but this is the 8th anniversary of my channel on YouTube. So my brain's starting to fart already. So it has been 8 years now. 8 years. Almost. It'll be 9 years in 2026 December. But it's 8 years now. So in about one more year, in 2027, it will be my 10th anniversary of the channel. That is so close, I tell you. That is so close. But hopefully you are all doing alright and staying safe. And hello and welcome to my 8th anniversary stream. And this is also my 13th anniversary on YouTube as well. That's a lot of years, I tell you. And basically 19 years of doing like weird video stuff. A lot of that, you know what, I should show that off one day. I have like old videos just scattered around, somewhere. Don't know where. But I do have something that I will make I think I'll probably leave it up to my 9th anniversary actually. I have a special project that I'm coming up for my 9th anniversary. And it will be the first videos of the channel will be shown during our 9th anniversary. But in this one, well, we're going to unmask and we shall go and head over to the channel. Now, I'll show you, it has been about 10 years. Oh, well, not 10 years, 8 years. I tell you, I'm now getting confused now. It has now been 8 years. Now, I am a little bit late, it is the 3rd now, so it's been about 5, 6, 7, 8 days since, the thingy, but I feel like that kind of fits, it's the 8th anniversary, it's the 8th day later, it kind of all fits. Alright, so, we have made 10,000 videos on the channel. That includes shorts and also full-length videos. So full-length videos would probably be around the 8th or 7,000 mark, and the rest is the shorts that we've been uploading constantly the last few years. Few years? Yeah, it has been a few years now, hasn't it? I can't remember. No, it's only been a couple of years since we started doing shorts. I did shorts before that, but they were very not the best, I tell you. Very not the best. But I want to take a trip through memory lane here. These are some of the most notorious commenters from over the years that I want to showcase off today. And yes, I did, categorize them all in here. I thought, it would be a nice bit. Also, Tasha Shabak, I remember when they used to do singing. And now they're, what do you call it? They're not a preacher, who is it? Like, they're one of the religious people speakers. I cannot remember their names. It's been a little while. Ryan Still Plays. I actually still have a video of Ryan Still Plays on the channel. But I will go over to their channel and you can see it has all been erased. So basically I hold the last bit of Ryan Still Plays channel on footage. Which is hilarious, I tell you. Which is hilarious. I tried to track down, Ryan Still Plays, to talk to him at one point. But, you know what, it was unsuccessful, I tell you. I think I tracked them all the way to a role-playing Minecraft channel that they had linked in their, what do you call it? You know what, I might as well just open this up in a new tab for you, instead of just going back and forth. But they had, what do you call it, linked in their, yeah, called Iota. They do some voice acting for them. But they've not done voice acting for quite some time for that person. Oh, hello there, Leechy. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. We're currently going through some of my historical commenters. And now let me go back to the very beginning. You know what I forgot? You know why it's been so quiet? Happy 8th. Thank you very much, Leechy. Sorry, my brain is like farting because it's trying to, process different parts of what I need to do today. I had an entire plan, but it's went totally out the window. Alright, so here we have our music for today. It is Stream Cafe Tulip Season. And I would recommend going and checking out Stream Cafe. They do some amazing work. They've not done anything of recent. They've taken a little break from it, which is kind of sad, I tell you. Which is kind of sad. Also, I do hope that my PC is not making loud fan noises, because whenever I do shorts for the channel, Twitch always boosts the background noises, and it singies my fans as being louder than me sometimes, so it kind of ruins a lot of my shorts. Maybe I should invest in one day putting my PC under my desk, but then all the dust. That's my main thing, you know. But let me get back on track. Here is my first ever commenter. Call me Ruby Splashtail. Did some amazing royalty free and copyright free music. I will actually play a little bit, about 5 seconds, 10 seconds of this. I'll stop at the 15-second mark because there is, you know, quiet at the start. They do some great music. I would recommend checking them out if you're interested in, you know, some music, because they have done so many musics, I tell you. This is not even their final channel. I do actually need to go and put up their final channel on, what do you call it, this bit. Well, I mean the last bit. This bit. But, did I actually put their final? No, I've not yet. I've not actually touched the commenter section in a little while, so we will be adding some more people here. We have my past people of the channel, so these are like past people who have been on my channel or etc. So we have some good, we have some bad. You know, that time, you know, Call Me Posted really hated me. I still miss Orange SMP. I do kind of wish that kind of, you know, continued. But we have a, you know, MB. I miss my friend MB. You know what, we will take a little spin off, you know. If you have not yet checked out MB, I would recommend checking them out. They actually had a stream scheduled, but I missed it because I had totally forgotten. So it was the next day and I had totally forgotten. But they used to do a bunch of streams, and you know what, I always quite enjoyed their streams. You know, they did some great stuff, but I miss MB. I miss them. They're a great person. Star Aiden was a great guy. I don't actually know what Star Aiden does these days. They do stop by for videos every once in a while on their channel, but I've not really seen too much ever since I watched their they're doing Twitch streams every once in a while. So they have been doing Twitch streams every once in a while after the 9-month mark, but I've not seen them in quite some time. Kitson TV, they did some great stuff. They're a trans mask YouTuber who has done quite a lot of stuff. I think they actually removed their older videos, which I was quite sad about because I would love to go back and see some of their older content. But they removed all of their older videos, which I'm quite sad about because I still, you know, want to see like other people's views of Random Craft SMP. Season 2. It was Season 2. Greybeard. I do kind of miss Greybeard's videos. Well, I do miss them. You know, there's some great videos, I tell you. There's some great videos. If they ever did make wait, they did make another Simbacraft, didn't they? Let's see. I didn't realize how young, you know, Greybeard's channel was. They've been around for quite some time. Let's see. We have Granddaddy Frost, also known as Twilight something I cannot remember, aka Master Mist, aka something else I can't remember. X-Friend, I tell you, X-Friend. We have a lot of old people here, a lot of old people. I tell you, some good, some bad. A lot of them fell out of favour, like some of the Orange SMP people, who still make some great stuff, I tell you. Who still make some great stuff. Or have some stuff still on their channel. Alright, so we're actually going to go into a old section of my channel. This is where I placed a lot of my oldest series, and we'll be starting. I'll probably start from this starting area. Out my ears. You know what? Let me back that up a second.
Welcome to Random Game.
Give me a second, gang. Give me a second. This is very unprofessional, but you know, who cares? It's my, 8th anniversary. It can be unprofessional as much as I want. So, this was back in 2021, July the 20th. Which, not too bad. And it's not a pun on the name being Gunwitch. This was actually supposed to be a one-off episode. Until I just started to enjoy the game, and so I continued playing it. And it was, originally just a Random Games Ram Days episode, and then, we did more. But then I eventually created a playlist for it. I can't actually remember when I made this playlist. It's been quite some time since I last made this playlist.
Hello and welcome to Random Game.
But you can see how terrible my voice is back
left
then.
And right to move, and space to jump. Excellent. House delivery.
I'm not very good at doing what you call it, text.
Up to use doors. Okay, that's it. Please hurry up, or we'll be late.
I read terribly, I tell you. I read terribly. It gets better the 4th episode in, on what you call it, the 3rd of August.
Okay. Supposed to go that way.
This sounds a lot better with the audio being adjusted a little bit compared to the first episode.
Yard site. So I was right, that is called Yard site. Okay, I was just making
I
sure
missed this
that
game.
sort of
Now, Gunwitch was a game that I think, it was one of the original, no, it was the original, first, full series of Random Games Ram Days. Which was, it's quite unique, to be honest. It was quite unique. It was an indie game which had a very high, how would I describe it? Difficulty spike at one point in the game. I think the boss fight that's supposed to come up, I tell you, is like the worst boss fight. I love that we're called Beretta, like after the M9 Beretta pistol. Because we're a Gunwitch.
Yeah, to learn about...
Oh yeah, I had to talk to the guy at the bottom of the mountain before I would be able to talk to the dragon at the very top. Which was so sucky because I had to go back down all of the platforming that I did to get up there. And then, you know what, I had an entire plan for this, episode that's gone totally out the window, I tell you. But this was the platforming that I had to do right after all that. Which was painful. I actually started saving at certain points, so if I fell, I would just, reload the game. Because I was not going up that thing all the way from the bottom again. Alright, here we have an even older episode, 5 years ago this was. That was April the 13th, 2020. And it was my first test. Was this the first test episode? This was my first ever Pixelmon series. I don't even think the mod of this is even still around. Hello and welcome to my Pixelmon survival series. Any ideas for mods for series? Leave it in the comments. Thanks, and like and sub. Like and sub. Have a nice day. You can kind of see where the have a nice day at the start, well, the end of my episodes came from. It slowly evolved, I tell you, into what we have now. Have a nice day, stay safe, visible, make sponsors, things of vitamins, very important, and we see things, bye-bye. And that would be my outro. Yes, I can say it very fast sometimes, and sometimes it likes to trip me up because my tongue never agrees with me, I tell you. So, we had Ruby, named after my first ever commenter. And you know what? I can barely remember this game. I'm actually going to have to turn off some of the audio. I can barely remember this. I built a bridge. I built a house. I kept getting bullied by Electabuzz in the last episode. and it was right at the very end that I think I had a power cut at this bit. It was either a power cut or I died. I can't remember what happened at the very end. I can't remember. We had Doc, we had Zim, we had Haggis, we had Doug, we had Buffalo Wing. Buffalo Wing was a name that I always used to give my Starlies back in the day, due to watching a Pokemon Let's Play. I can't remember what it was. Was it Purple Rodri or was it Chuka Conroy? I cannot remember. It's been that long. Munchy Orange? I'm just throwing out a bunch of nostalgic names for any of you that know Pokemon YouTubers. I do remember some other ones, but I'm pretty sure they got into hot water, you know, later on. Oh no, wait, this was the last episode here. This was when I died in the Nether. And I lost everything, and I mean everything. I had just collected up everything to make a PC, which I was going to use, but then I fell in a hole. And that was like the end of the series. I gave up there. You could not hear it, but you know, I slammed that table after that. Because that was like the most, you know, terrible thing to ever happen, because I should have turned on, you know, the thingy. Keep inventory. But I tell you couldn't even see, you know, the thing that I would fall off. Was I going to jump over? I don't remember. I don't think you can see it very well. I think, you know, my frame rate was terrible, and I fell in the lava. Yeah. I think it was lag or something that I accidentally tripped over the edge when I was, you know, fully crouched. And it thingied me right off and I fell right into the lava. This was my restart of the series. Which I was, you know, I fixed my mic halfway through. I don't think, yeah, I was still using my headset mic, and then we restarted the series. Well, this was the first restart of the series back in 2020 August. So not that long after, you know, the series ended. This was I never named any of my Pokemon. Who said that? This was back in 2020, that. And when I started this new series, that was a restart. It was 4 years and 1 year after that, which ran actually quite good, to be honest.
At least Omega Ruby. I put like 700 hours, well, 7,000.
Yeah, I put 7,000 hours into Pokemon Omega Ruby back then. I put 4 or 700 hours also. 7,000? Yeah. Was it 7,000 or 700? I can't remember. I did that so long ago. And then I restarted the series again for Season 3, the official Season 3, which was 2022. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Now I'm getting off track, we better move on to the next thing, I tell you. You know, we're a little bit, you know, going all over the place. That's what I'm gonna say. We're going all over the place. But I wanted to go through all of this nostalgia stuff. Even if I do not have a clear path of what I'm going to be doing. I want to show off some of the much older stuff that you don't normally get to see on my channel because we don't do it anymore, or it's just been that long. Alright, now this was my Hexxit series, which I got the best spawn you could ever possibly get in this game. This one Hexxit map, I probably could never make it any better. This was like perfection. I'm actually making a farm here. I don't know why I was making a farm. I think I needed wheat. But I don't think it ever grew. I don't think it ever grew. Let's see. I don't think we had Dennis at this point. I was looting towers. I would use my method of going up beside it, looting all the chests, and then, you know, making my way up and down, up and down, up and down. Which is actually a pretty good method, I would say.
Actually jumped quite far and that's did.
Yeah, I was noticing the jumping was not that, you know, short compared to a previous update.
But hopefully
But I'm pretty
you'll
sure
be
that is
okay.
not really a thing.
Need to go.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I don't think anything happens too much in this. I kinda just started speedrunning this series. I feel like I could have expanded upon it, you know. But I kinda just...
We're going to have to make a compound wall.
Yeah, we needed to make a compound wall. That house was like too undefended, even with all the lights I had. There were barely any. This is me fighting a bunch of skeletons who are shooting my dog. My dog almost died, that being... What do you call it?
Didn't mean to scare you.
That being... I angered the... I guess I didn't anger the... That is very weird. I don't know how I'm taking this much damage in actual living, if I'm being honest.
Come on. Shoot him. I want a disc.
I wanted a disc.
And just leave it.
I'm very surprised on how much damage, you know, I'm actually taking.
Don't let me.
I don't think it's normal to take that much. I think I had an ability that's strengthened up or something.
Oh.
I really gotta have to play Hexit again. We did actually restart, or we...
Going to see.
It was Hexit 2, if I remember correctly. We did actually restart our Hexit series, which ended abruptly because Dennis died. Wasn't really, you know, worth continuing. Like random thingy. This was... What's their name? Let me open up their tab. Liam Weber, also known as the owner of Simbacraft SMP. I don't know if they actually still do anything, but they used to do Simbacraft SMP, and they were doing a content creator SMP. The way that they did it was kind of a bit trash, I would say, of like trying to find people, if I'm being honest, because it does sound kind of a bit fishy. But also, I will say, that SMP was dead in the water. You had one person that hacked on the SMP before I joined and then got banned. Another person joined, but they left, you know, that day of me joining. So I was basically the last one standing for like ages
Wait,
of, you know, new people.
You can concentrate on making ender. We're about to get knocked off.
This was back... Oh, this was
I knew
2021.
that I would not
December. Yeah, I was having a terrible time with this boss battle.
die.
I had to keep giving myself arrows because my blunderbuss that I was going to use for the boss,
Come on.
I ran out of ammunition.
Get the ender dragon.
Not from like, you know, normal methods. I think I ran out of ammunition due to it breaking as well at one point. There was not enough durability.
Fireball and not expect me to
So
retaliate.
I had nothing. So I had to give myself a bow and trade in all of my blunderbuss stuff. If I did it today, you know, I would probably do it a lot better. But I tell you, what was wrong with this boss fight again? I'm pretty sure they had a hardcore mod. They had a hardcore mod for something in the end, which made it a little bit harder than usual. Which was very annoying. Alright, let us move on to the next thing. Minecraft Tekkit. I would say that this is my most favourite thumbnail that I've done. It was a, what do you call it, screenshot I took of killing a zombie. So it's just, you know, halfway, fully, you know, almost disappearing. That was a great time. This was back in 2021 September. Not too bad, to be honest, not too bad at all. This was the early OK compared to what we have today. The evolution is real, you know. We've cleaned up OK quite a lot compared to that OK. Plus this OK moved around quite a lot. It used to be down here, it used to be up here. Then it was larger and then it was smaller. I could never figure out resolution size for it, I would say. I could never figure that out. This was my house.
Hello and welcome back to...
It was kind of trash. No way, it was
Okay.
trash. That's what I would say.
Me.
My house was trash. I went to the Nether and I came back from the Nether and then I don't think I ever continued the series after that. I left it off. I should really continue. That's what I should do. Return to Tekkit. I always loved Tekkit because I remember catching episodes of Ahmal back in the day for it. And that's where my like for Feed the Beast and other, stuff comes from. Because I used to watch people from around that time doing videos of that. But, you don't see it much today. And when you do, it's more like quick content. Like I've seen one person do it like super fast, which was kind of sad. I really like the Aether. I think it was, what's their name? Arrow Crown Archers of Arrows? Something like that. They do some great stuff. Ah, there's my house and my sheep out back. Yeah, I did not really understand the mod too well, to be honest. I did really, have a lot of nostalgia with Tekkit and Feed the Beast. I would love to do Feed the Beast, and I would love to do Tekkit, and I would love to do Crazy Craft. But trying to get a hold of those is like trying to get a hold of the Holy Grail, if I'm being honest. It is like terrible. It is terrible. Creations SMP. It was owned... Actually, I still remember who owns it. That's Gronk there, also known as Apothecary Witch, if I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Apothecary Witch, if I'm being honest. Let's see. Oh, there's Lightspace. Does Lightspace do anything? Oh. I don't think Lightspace is around anymore. There's my tree. I'm very surprised that Gronk was a great person. They're non-binary at this point. They were non-binary at this point. And you know what? They were really a great person, I tell you. I really liked how they did their SMP compared to, Also, if you don't know what we're doing here, we were collecting seeds as our first little, single joining. Oh, there's Gronk does not exist. This is a rare footage here of early, channel stuff. Is that a pit crew? I'm just looking at the art. Is that a pit crew? It looks like a pit crew. Might not be, but just reminds me so much of a pit crew. You can see early channels here. I don't even know let's see. I'm recognizing like some of them and then some of them I don't. These are unfollowed, I don't think so. Or some of them might have been followed. I don't know who I followed, I tell you, to be honest. Typical Mist. Oh, they were a really great person, I tell you. By the way, people in the Discord VC, Make sure I'm recording and make it just... Let's see. I remember their challenges at the setup and all that.
Be like part of the town or city.
I miss the good old Creations SMP. It was a really great time, I tell you. It was a really great time. The last thing I actually did on the SMP before it ended abruptly was I was building a Hall of Creators. So everyone that joined, I was actually placing their names in a little tiny slit in the ground.
Yes.
It was made out of diorite, I'm pretty sure. And it was an idea that I took from my Tinkleberry SMP, which is a relic of the past, I tell you.
What was it called?
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm actually going to mute myself for this. I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is me making the first signs of everyone that's on the server. I don't think I spelt their names well. I'm not the best speller back then, I tell you. Keyboard and writing, was always like a struggle. Alright, so we would always place it on the white bit. So, here we go. The first person to be on this server was Light. I was trying to write their name. It had 2 eyes. Was it 2 eyes? No, it was 1 eye. Mimba. Mimba. You know, I never was able to write member until like 2 years ago. It was always like that one word that you would sound out and it sounds like there's an E there. So I would always add an E. Before, you know, I would learn how to spell it properly. That being M-E-M-B-E-R. Let's see. We have me. Mimba. Mimba. Oh, sorry, I'm just dissing myself. The ones with marked with redstone as what do you call it, the original members. It was actually a pretty nice, you know, idea, to be honest. I really do miss Gronk from back in the day. I always struggled because I knew non-binary people, but also I never got to use it, so putting it into practice of using they them constantly was a struggle, even though it's better. I can say it perfectly in my head, you know, but when I'm trying to say it out loud during that time, it was always a struggle. Now I normally use they them or M, like M over there. For a lot of stuff. Now I'm getting off track. You know what, I do wonder. Give me a second. Am I still sending a friend request to Apothecary Witch? Oh, Melody's messaging me back. Oh, there's Rookie CFT from Singing SMP, Simbacraft. Some of these are like content creators I have not spoken to like in ages. Let's see. That's wrong, Charlie the Epic. You know what? Give me a second, gang. Give me a second. Puff. I can never, you know, write Apothecary. Yeah, I don't have anyone there. Alright, I just wanted to check, I tell you. Yeah, alright. Just wanted to check that. I sent my emote. We have some new emotes prepared for before this event. That being, we have Unhinged Smile, we have Stare, we have Cutie, and we have, where is it? Vomit. Our newest emotes on the channel. That are actually not too bad, I tell you, not too bad at all. I think it was Vomit that I just recently made. But you know what? Wait 1 second before I unmass use. If you have not yet, I would recommend going and checking out Apothecary Witch, aka Beck the Goblin. They do some great stuff on YouTube. Also, is this recent shorts? I've never been able to catch their shorts of recently, I tell you. Probably because I also upload a lot of my shorts, you know, and then it gets kinda bogged down. Or there's that one person that I follow that sends a lot of shorts, which is annoying. well, uploads a lot of shorts. They've not done much in the last little while. Well, have not catched much in the last little while on stream. They also have a Twitch if you have not checked that out. When was the last stream on Twitch? 21 days ago. Alright. Thank you, Twitch, for reminding me. So if you have not yet, go check out Apothecary Witch. They do some great stuff. You know what? I'll actually give them a shout out. I actually have to go to my Twitch to do that. Because it never... my ears! Alright. I'll what do you call it? Sing yous out for a second while I do this. So, if you have not yet... trying to remember how I do this. Shout out. Okay. It's been a little while, okay? You can't blame me. There we go. Apothecary Witch. Go check them out. They do some great stuff. Alright. Now back to what we were doing previously. Before I got distracted. With, you know, Gronk support. Let's see. But whenever I think about Gronk, I think about the other Gronk from the movie. I cannot remember the show or the it's not. It's Pixar or Disney. I can't remember. It's been a little while. Emperor's New Groove. That's it. Oh poop. Wait 1 second, gang. Wait 1 second. I need to actually mute. I was going to talk some more. Give me 1 second. Alright, now that we're back, we'll continue on now. Let me, what do you call it, get rid of that. I hate that little pop-up red notification that you get down in the, what do you call it, left-hand corner if something goes wrong on Streamlabs. It is terrible, I tell you. It is terrible. Alright, so let us head on over to Minecraft, but modded a bit. A OG series of mine that inspired, let me actually pull up, inspired Ryan Still Plays Minecraft, but it's not Minecraft but modded a bit, but it's similar. Slightly modded, that's it. Minecraft but slightly modded. Yes, you know, same idea, basically, you know, borrowed. I still, you know, have that vengeance for stealing my idea. I'm just joking. Alright, so this was 5 years ago now. I cannot believe how long ago that was. But this series was actually not that bad. I actually quite enjoyed the series. We did a second episode, which, you know, this one has a little bit of, you know, telling me what's going on, stone hammers. Yeah, we tested out the Vanilla Plus Tools mod for the first time. I think this was actually the early Vanilla Plus Tools mod, actually. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that this was the early one. Because this was back in 1.16.2, I'm pretty sure. But it was very early on. And I'm pretty sure it is the Vanilla Plus Tools mod. Yeah, it is. This was very early on. It was a little less, you know, not as powerful as it is today. But it did do the job, as I say. It did do the job. We had episode 3, which I built my house a bit more. Which was actually quite a nice house, to be honest. It was a quite nice house. But I think something happened to my house. I can't remember. No, I finished off my house, that's what I did. We went to the Nether, and I think I died in the Nether. No, I lived. What happened? Why did I end the series off? I think I ended the series off because I joined a SMP. I can't remember. No, my PC died, I think. Yeah, I think my PC at the time died. It was my white PC that I had at the time. I still want to, you know, recover its corrupted memory, you know, thing, and then scrap it. It's a pretty cool case, to be honest. It's like pure white. So it actually looks pretty cool. Alright, now on to our next thing, that being Minecraft Hardcore Survival 2. Where is number 1? Where is number 1? I guess we'll just start with number 2. Oops, I accidentally, you know, clicked it instead of making an extra tab. This was like so long ago, it's not the best, I tell you. It was very laggy. I have good memories of this one because this is the one that I died to a creeper falling on my head. I had loved my house. It was an island. I'd gotten a seed off of a website and it was a villager island. And I thought I'd be safe. I went into the mines and there was this ravine. And I should have left once I had a diamond. I should have left. Because I started fighting a Enderman. And I had my bow up. He comes back in a second, I'm pretty sure. Creeper spawns up there. I'm fighting a skeleton and it drops right on my head. So a skeleton falls. And then a creeper falls right on my right there. No. I tell you, trying to put emotions out there was very hard for me back then. But that was actually one of my saddest deaths. I loved that series, I would say. I would love that series. Well, I loved that series. I was so sad that it ended up like that. Here is my first ever modded survival series. I'll just show off one episode at a time because I've shown this off in previous anniversaries. And I feel like it's getting a little... Where? Okay, that was very weird. I was starting to hear Minecraft music and I was trying to figure out like, why am I hearing Minecraft music all of a sudden? And I think it's when I put that thing away, it was still playing it. Okay, that freaked me out a bit there. Alright. So, this was my modded survival series. I was in Christmas armor. It was the only armor I could get, you can't blame me. This was my first ever modded survival series back in 2020, May the 6th. Not that long before I would start my Minecraft Super Paradise Golden Age series, because I was muted this entire series. It was Barry who actually inspired me to start speaking again, because I would admit, I was actually speaking all of these episodes, but I never had my mic on, so I was just talking like what we're gonna do and all that, and yous could never hear me. So I would still speak to yous throughout this entire thing, and yous would never know. Until now, you know. Until now. But that was so long ago. Oh, hello there, Applebone! Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, and thank you for the hydrate. Let me grab my water. I don't have much water left though. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Applebone. What was it again? I'm pretty sure I needed your Discord, Applebone. If you're the right Applebone that I know. Pretty sure I needed your Discord for something. I can't remember what it was. But we're, you know, that planning out that series idea. Alright. But this was my first ever modded what call it, series, and this is halfway through. We had a farm. I quite enjoyed my farm here. Episode 6, we had a quite nice area. I had a stone house. I had actually built an almost entire house out of stone. I'm doing alright, and I had a nice meal today. Oh, that's good to hear. That is good to hear. Sorry, man. Oh. That, you know, water went down the wrong way there. Also, I never realized. I never followed you for some reason. Alright. So, I've been kinda just waiting for a DM from you. I was waiting for a DM from you. Plus, I can't really DM on Blue Sky due to, what do you call it? The age verification thing kind of, you know, blocking me from doing that. Which is kind of sad because I was mid-conversation with a bunch of people and then, you know, I can't even respond back. But you know what? Oh, I saw my first ever hardcore there, but we have to go to my hardcore attempts. These are hardcore series which failed, and I would mark it with this, you know, thumbnail here. I can't remember what attempts these were, but I would always die. Like, I died in this one to a drowned, I'm pretty sure. It was a husk. I died to a zombie with a shovel. How stupid is that? How did it do that much damage? That did so much damage. This one I die... Oh wait, that's the same episode. I accidentally had it you know, there. Alright, this one I survived for a little while. I built a little tiny shack and all that, and I quite enjoyed my little shack. Wait, Blue Guy has what now? A age verification thing for like DMing and all that. Which kind of sucks, I tell you. Really sucks that. Let's see. So I can't really, you know, DM someone, which is kind of annoying, I tell you. Which is kind of annoying. Let's see. Discord also has a similar thing for if it's like NFW or something that they don't agree with, you know, they censor it until you have like, you know, that verification thing in as well. Let's see. This was actually the first battle that I had with a skeleton and I died. There was two skeletons. I should have just blocked up the hole. I tried to block up the hole, but I was panicking. And it went through my shield, this arrow. This is me, like, you know, on my tiptoes here. Well, I'm barely on Blue Sky, so I don't know how their system has... Yeah. It has kinda just deteriorated. That's what I will say, it has kinda a little deteriorated. Here is my first ever hardcore series. I actually quite enjoyed this hardcore series. This is my favourite hardcore series. Probably because I spent the most time in it, if I'm being honest. Episode 14, I got too singy, too confident in my, you know, base. I could have lived here forever. This series could have kept going, if I'm being honest. You could have seen, like, real change. But I got too singy and expanded too fast with my walls, taking more territory and all that. Which kinda just singed me. I was rapidly expanding due to all the cobblestone that I was gathering, so I was making walls everywhere. And this little tiny area would be my death, that water that you just saw there a second ago. Because lightning and thunder, rainstorm, were all here and it kinda just, you know... Alright. But I would get attacked by zombies and I would get hit over my wall. I should have just took the water, you know, way out. I should have went right into the water and just moved through the water. And then another creeper and a skeleton starts showing up. I went to eat. I think it was in my hand. I meant to, you know, pull up my shield, but I went to eat. And that's why I died there. Which is kind of sad, I tell you. That's how my first ever hardcore ended. I do plan on starting another hardcore, but every time I do, I kind of get disheartened. And that kind of just, you know... Dang, you got attacked by every mob in the game. Basically. This is Jungle Paradise Season 2. I meant to actually go to Jungle Paradise Season 1 first. So this was after my first ever modded series. This was the first time that I had been speaking on camera with recording like fully normally with my mic on instead of muted. So you can tell that this is very early on. I'm mumbling a bit, you know. Normally, you know, I was a little bit more, you know, speaking. I still remember when Barry came in the room and said, like, you know, are you recording? And I said, yeah. And, you know, but, you know, I'm muted. Because I was speaking to myself. That still cracks me up to this day. It was very laggy. I was actually going to do this in Tropicraft, and the series was going to be called Minecraft Tropical Paradise. That's it, Tropical Paradise. But sadly, that never happened. So I got this nice area all built up for my house. I mined out this entire bit. I burnt down some of the forest so that I had more room. Which was kind of, you know, not the best idea. More mobs spawned. But I did build a little tiny nice house here. I was full on inventory there. I'll actually pass forwards it to episode 11. Which I am actually in an entirely different house because I actually had to restart it halfway through. So we're in a different house in a little tiny hill. Because this was the tallest hill in the jungle. You know how hard it is to find a 1.7.10 series that has a ginormous hill in it? Or a seat that has a ginormous hill in it? It's pain. Also, here's my little tiny end portal that I had to spawn in because I could not generate that much chunks without it lagging too bad. So I actually had to spawn in the thingy. And I had 4 HP. Yeah, I had 4 hearts throughout this entire thing, so I just had to go into creative fighting, and then once that was done I spawned in the wither and then just killed that as well. That was the first ever Jungle Paradise. Do not worry, in the future we would kill it normally. So it would come at the cost of a lot of dying. Here is my Coromon series, which I started back in February of 2022, which this was actually the demo, and then in
Wait 1 second, make sure I'm recording.
May of 2022 I started it again. And also you can see that I could never get the resolution right. We had it up here, now we have it PNG transparent now. But the thing is, I could never get the sizing properly to what we have today. Or it would be down here for use. I could never get the sizing properly. So it was always a little bit, you know, wonky. And also this is my style that we went through for this entire game. We had white hair, we had a beanie, we had a green hoodie, and we had orange pants or something. I'm not sure. Not sure, it's been a little while. And then I also got the thumbnail made as well. Which was not the best thumbnail, I would say. Feel like if I did it today, you know, I would do it a lot better.
Wait 1 second, make sure I'm recording.
This was just 2 years ago. This was January the 2nd, 2024.
Recording that.
Can't believe that's 2 years ago. This is me, you know, in the new update for the game. Which is actually quite a fun update, you know, with the battle.
Okay,
it's kind of like a battle tower. I was wrapping up little certain quests and all that. Let me turn myself down. My audio kind of goes up and down depending on the episode, because certain games want to enlouden me and then certain ones want to quiet me, which is very annoying. This was Jungle Paradise Season 2, which went a little bit better until I had to restart my world. I actually brought back the original world, but I deleted too much of the jungle around me that it became a plains biome, which kinda sucked. And then I started Season 3 of Minecraft Jungle Paradise Golden Age. Well, not Golden Age, Jungle Paradise. I keep saying Golden Age because I'm too used to saying Golden Age now. But this was Minecraft Jungle Paradise Season 3, and it would be the beginning of Jungle Paradise starting to take off. That's what I'm going to say. It started to take off after this point. It was actually not too bad, to be honest. It was not too bad. I had a little tiny farm, had a little tiny area. It really was nice. I quite enjoyed this. We had an ogre attack on our panda village that we created. I was going to create a tiny little village for them all. That's me killing a super powerful slime with my iron sword that almost broke my iron sword. Yeah, we had this little shift issue with the frame rate for some reason when I'm recording. But now you get to see all the frames, so it's a little bit better, I tell you. It's a little bit better. But I had this laggy issue, which means I had to keep my resolution down lower. Which kinda sucked, I tell you, kinda sucked. But that would be improved with Season 4 of Junk Paradise. So it's not actually here. But let us move on to our next series, being Far Cry. I did not realise that was that long ago.
Wait.
This was 2000, well not 2020, I started reading this. 2022 was when I played this game. I got chopped in half by the screen.
AI that shoots through walls like that.
Yeah, AIs would shoot through walls on me, and it was like that crazy.
They're doing the ragdoll.
Oh no, I remembered when I struggled with Far Cry. It really is a struggle game. This game was absolute pain. I don't know who thought about having collectibles in this. It was terrible. My favourite thing was actually the rope physics. Because the rope physics were that advanced for this game. You could actually shoot the ropes. That you still can't do to this day. You shoot the ropes today and, you know, that doesn't happen.
Anything else in this game?
I think it was right over here.
This is where the boat is, yeah.
I fell. I fell. And I agree with you. I was very confused by some NPCs shot through tents and stuff like that. And the last area got me super mad. You know what, I'll actually show you my last area footage. You know what, I'm actually going to show you my terrible driving skills. This area was like so painful that I was driving through at like super speeds and being absolutely terrible at driving. Yeah, I got absolutely stuck there. But this was my boss fight with Krieger. This was also the earliest OK Schumann that later became, you know, Meryl, aka me. Let's see. This boss fight was a pain. I remember that. Because I heard the guy's radio, and I knew that there was gonna be an ambush.
How to hold your breath in this game? You have to hit, you know, space bar. Who's thought about space bar?
This is me complaining about the space bar, you know.
Zooming in.
Like who planned that? Who picked that? I had the best moment happen to me on stream and in a era in Far Cry. What was your best moment?
I wasn't either.
My best moment was oh, I cannot remember my best moment.
Afterwards. Wait.
I was very surprised on how the game ended, to be honest. This entire area was just absolute pain. I was sniping these guys because they were just that, you know, strong. Those guys I should have been aiming for, to be honest. They just fired so many rockets. They just fired so many rockets. That rocket's about to go flying over that bridge, isn't it? No, it actually hit under the bridge. That's actually a very good spot. That is a very good spot. Sorry, I got distracted. I shot an NPC and he started glitching out like ragdolls usually do. And I just bursted out laughing. I know, the ragdoll feature in this game, it can be like, you know, nice, and then sometimes it can just be insanity. I forgot about there being, you know, a grenade launcher. I was waiting for them to come around the corner so I could shoot them in the chest. The shotgun was the best for taking out these big guys. if I'm being honest. Here comes the other guy. And I shot that guy. Really is a good spot to kill those guys, actually.
Getting too old for this.
Yeah, I was getting too old for that, you know. These guys were giving me, like, you know, heart racings with those steps. Oh, Bioshock as well. We actually did play, you know what, I'll go check out Far Cry 3. We did play Far Cry 3 a few years actually before that. When I mean a few years, back in 2020. You know, this game did not run very well for me. The voice for this episode did not work, and then what did not work the next episode? I think the audio in one of the episodes didn't work for some reason. And the last area was so hard I just started getting singed off. And I was just about to give up since the NPCs knew exactly when I peeked and shot me. Yeah. I was like suffer if they had like, you know, a very, very, very hard difficulty on that. There's a lot of cheesing spots, I would say. But that last area, you know, with all those like super soldier guys, oh, that was just absolute pain. That was just absolute pain. Luckily I heard their radio, so I just chucked a grenade. So that like helped out a lot there. I'll actually pass forward to around the last episode. This is how well it ran back in the day, to be honest. It ran a lot better for myself, but for yous it was a little bit laggy.
Yeah, just...
But then in
Wait, one second, making sure.
just, you know, 2020...
Okay.
Was that really 2023? I really need to replay this game again. I spent 35 parts. I spent 11 parts the last time that I played the game.
Whatever it is in America.
I spent 11 parts in the last game for this area. 9 episodes actually. I spent 9 episodes for the last time that I played through it. And then I spent 35 parts doing every side, like, you know, mission kind of thing. That being capturing all outposts and... what was the other thing? Getting all the radio towers and... oh, what was the last thing? It ran a lot better, this.
Sure.
Also my little old, you know, tap tap tap. The little tap 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 that you hear at the start was me, you know, mashing the button to make sure it actually started. I would always, you know, double it. Because I actually started doing that from my Minecraft Jungle Paradise Golden Age series, I'm pretty sure. And it was because I had the problem of... oh, what was the problem? It would never start right away when I clicked that button. So I would always have to, like, you know, double it. Far Cry 2 was just so bugged, I could barely stomach the game. You know what, we actually played through Far Cry 2, and I made it harder on myself by taking a truck throughout the entire game. I should really... you know what? You know what? I'll actually show Far Cry 2, because it's not here. No, I wanted my Far Cry 2. Where is my Far Cry 2? I want my Far Cry 2. There we go.
Wait a second.
This was my Far Cry 2, and
Alright.
we had a truck. Where?
Retired looking.
Where do we get truck? We don't get truck yet. Was it episode 2? Episode 2. Episode 2.
Wait, I mean, sure, I'm recording.
I'm actually going to mute it. But episode 2, I find this truck at the very beginning. Oh, where is it? Yeah, I find this truck right here. It's a utility truck. And I took that through most of the game until it got despawned. And then I found another one, took that the rest of the game until, you know, I could not. And, oh, that was like the hardest thing. But it made it a lot more bearable. I tell you, it made it a lot more bearable having a truck to do a lot of the work in Far Cry 2. Like, completing a story in this game was absolutely terrible. Sorry, I'm just getting, like, you know, nostalgia from playing Far Cry 2. So I just played Far Cry 3 instead. Yeah, you know what, that's perfectly understandable. Far Cry 3 is a lot better than Far Cry 2 in a lot of ways. Far Cry 4 I like for its realistic kind of look, and also wait for that to pop up on secondary device. Oh, thank you, Anime Hair 05 silently pledged a sub to be sacrificed. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully you're doing alright in Sensei. Alright. You know what, it always gives me a heart attack, that. And also I do love the colour. I should really change the colour of the other text. Should really do that. Fun fact about that poker game, during that, there was a flying gun to your right. There was a flying gun to your right?
The system was designed to work that way. Go easy on you.
Let's
I'm-
clean
I'm-
it. Hey, I see.
I'm trying to like see if there is actually a gun in my one. Well, my problem was the NPC in
no.
Far Cry 2. Was in Far Cry 2, never stopped bugging out, and never worked, and never started their combos. Oh, that was actual pain there. I think for me, my main problem was, what do you call it? Oh, what was it? Oh, what was it? I can't remember what the problem was now. It's been that long already, I tell you. It's been that long already. But I had a problem with it, and I cannot remember what the problem was. Oh, it's been that long already, you know. Do apologise, I would have said, you know, what it was. But that problem, oh, that is pain. We had our Far Cry 2 series that we're now going on to. That guy right there, he's holding a floating gun, if you look in that direction. You know what, now I see it in my head. Now I see it in my head. I see it in my head now. Eh. Sorry, I'm just nodding to myself like, I know, I think I remember that. Like how did they get away with that, you know, to be honest? Alright, so we're now going to go on to my not Far Cry 2, Bioshock 2 series.
Wait 1 second, making sure.
I'm actually going to mute because we're still getting better in this time, you know. This is me getting better. The resolution for the PNGs never got better until like a little while later. I do apologise. I think it was 2023 that we got better at the resolution size. But I did actually quite enjoy our Bioshock 2 series. It ran actually quite well. There's actually a failed one, and I think we had another one, but you don't actually get to see that, sadly. I think if I had to play Bioshock again, I would probably just play Bioshock 2 and Infinite again. It's kind of the two that I always play for some reason. Far Cry, well, not Far Cry 1. Bioshock 1 is kind of like the one that I always leave out, if I'm being honest. But I always really liked, you know, Bioshock 2 because it felt nicer, if I'm being honest. And this, you know, this one playing through this actually got the better ending, which I actually quite enjoyed. I saved all the little children, the little girls, and I saved NPCs that I could have killed. Sorry, I'm just, you know, getting nostalgic looking over it all. Just getting nostalgic looking all over it. VTuber Connect, a visual novel game. I really liked this game. It was a really nice game. It had a good message and all that. And, it was a really good time. It was very cringy. There were certain bits that I really cringed at. And then there was an entire episode that I had to end early. And I think I can find it by just looking at the numbers. It might be in episode 4 that I started sneezing so bad due to pollen in my old house that I could not, like, you know, breathe properly during it due to how much pollen. So I sneezed so much in one episode that I had to. I sounded terrible in that episode. I'm pretty sure it is episode 4. Let me go check. It is.
Expect her to just fall asleep tonight because she could head and immediately notice my presence. Sickness.
Wait, here it is. You can hear me struggling to breathe due to the pollen.
I would still consider you to be tired. I might sneeze again.
That's me drinking water there.
My default state of being is just I figured.
Actually, it did not sound too bad as I sounded bad in real life if you heard me there.
It's just
But surprisingly, I did not, you know, it's not too bad. Also, I would recommend you playing this game if any of you want to play this game. It's a great visual novel. It has some cringy parts, but it's really well written, and it's basically like viewer, you know, dates VTuber, but still puts, you know,
all reasonable in terms
regular version of them first, basically.
I would still consider
I don't know how to describe it. It's very hard to describe if you've not played it, that's what I'm gonna say. I need to continue my Stardew Valley series. I do miss my Stardew Valley. I played it like mad, but then when I got on PC I never played it as much. Alright, we have Far Cry... Ooh, I'm getting a bit hot now. Probably because there's a moisture build-up. I'll open up my window for a minute. We did that. Ah, my Fallout New Vegas tale. I started this and then
Wait 1 second.
we got like
I should be recording now.
12 episodes in.
Wait 1 second. Woman.
This is when I started getting better resolution for my, what do you call it, PNG. It was actually quite nice, you know, time playing through this game. I think if I played through it again, I'm just gonna give myself a bunch of levels off the beginning. Because playing through it over and over again, I always struggle with level ups. Because I always stick to, like, you know, doing side quests, and the side quests don't give me enough XP sometimes. Not like the regular side quests that people do, like, you know, side quests. Which don't give me a lot of XP. But if I did play through this again, I would take it a little bit more slower and just have fun more. We had Cobblemon Season 1 that had to end a little bit short due to losing the world. Minecraft Lord of the Rings, that was actually a quite enjoyable series. We have Fireplace Talks and Stories, which I'm actually going to probably, what do you call it, fix. I'm going to have to go back off, you know, this in a second. But I had a bunch of different stuff here. And I quite enjoy what we've done here. You know, I've talked about little things and all that. It's basically like my little chit chat. I did like alternate history videos. Which, you know what, I don't quite enjoy, I tell you. Remembering the legacy. That's when, you know, I saw he died. But then it turns out, you know, he'd faked it, you know, and all that. And, you know, it's really bugging me. I tell you, it really bugs me. Twitch ad free. That's me talking about like that thing, you know, might be a problem for, you know, Singy. This is me getting banned for no reason at all from calling me post his, you know, Discord server. Which, you know, still does not make sense, I tell you. Still does not make sense. You know, I was dedicated to the game. I would have, you know, played on their server, you know, made content on it, but no. But we kind of just did, like, you know, what ifs, and we've also done, you know, what do you call it, reading. We did alternate history, like, what if the Vietnam War never happened? Stuff like that. We did Fireplace Talks and Stories, where we just tell random stories. This was with Ecliptus, aka Master Mist, aka, you know, Twilight something, aka something else. Granddaddy Frost. Let's see. Yeah, we basically have like a bunch of old videos, which, you know what, a lot of them, you know, I don't really like. I might just private a bunch of them. Here's my 3rd anniversary. 6th anniversary. 3rd anniversary for what? Jungle Paradise, okay. I was very confused there, very confused. I was trying to figure out, like, why are these two in different, you know, why Black Friday is bad. You know what? Black Friday kinda just died out. I remember it back in the day being like so brutal, and that's why I made that video about it. Let's see how I got scammed on TF2 back in 2014. I got scammed out of my first ever unusual hat, which I am still trying to track down. Let's see. The worst milk in the UK being Bob milk. Don't ever give anything Bob milk. Don't give animals Bob milk. Don't even give yourself Bob milk. It is volatile stuff. It makes your pets have seizures. Imagine what it's doing to you. It's worse than Coca-Cola dissolving your stomach lining. Now I know some of you are Coca-Cola, drinkers, out there, but I'm just being honest. Let's see. We had folklore talk. I got mistaken by a company for being Brandon Bell, the creator of the button. That one was funny. They sent me an email, so I had to send them back, oh, they're on don't even know what happened there. I think it was more of a scam thing, to be honest. Let's see. We have talking about copyright claims on Russian Punk 2007 and Minecraft Hardcore from 2020. Sneak peek at the next series I was doing, that was Brothers in Arms. This is me going over our old series of Gunwitch back in the day. A very lot of randomness, I tell you. Also, I kind of feel like I've taken up a lot of your time here already. So I don't know if you want to see any more of me going over some old stuff. But I'll just go with a little skim through little things then. Let's see. We have Rise of Tomb Raider. I actually have a bunch of the episodes ready to be uploaded, but I've not done the titling or all that. We have Hitman Absolution, which we finished, but I accidentally left the last episode unpublished. I put it to be scheduled, but it turns out I accidentally scheduled it to be private again. So it's privated. Adventurous mod adventures. This is me doing what they call idea that I thought was pretty cool, which was I would go into a Minecraft, experience a mod, play around with it, and just have fun with it, which kind of just didn't really work too well. It didn't really blow up or anything, which is kind of sad. I was kind of hoping it would do well. It was 2 months ago. This one was just a joke title because we were using out the Stalker mod. I'm the Samurai Now. This is actually shortened, this episode, because I had to end to get some done. We had Far Cry Primal that we finished just the end of last year, actually. It was actually a quite fun one. We did quite a lot of episodes of it, and I completed the village. That's the last thing I did. I started Super Animal Lesbian RPG last year, which I never continued, so I might actually come back to that. I kind of just stopped it after, a little while, which was kind of sad, I should really come back to it. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, that was actually a pretty fun time, to be honest. I quite enjoyed that. Returning back to Far Cry 3 to play that. Pokemon Crystal, I started and then never continued. Probably because I named a lot of my Pokemon after people who weren't really that nice after, these episodes. Let's see, we had Rekiwai, the Hoot Hoot. Who did I have on my team? I had Cupid, named after a goblin. We had Onion, we had Rekiwai. All named after people that, who were friends at the time, and, no longer friends with. Let's see. Oh, I accidentally went out there. Now I have to go and, do it all again. Do apologise. I'm trying to make this as fast as possible so that we can get to the real meat of today, because we have some talk stuff to go through that is not about old series. So, we'll go to Dark Souls, I actually forgot about my Dark Souls series. What episode did I leave it off on? I left off on these episodes, but I never put in the numbering. I forgot about it. I think the episode actually broke. Or I tried the boss fight, couldn't do anything. This is the last episode, 5 months ago. I was actually going to get some people to help, with me with that project. Of, trying to beat that boss. But the thing is, I could never get anyone that plays Dark Souls to help me play Dark Souls. Because of, I'm very underleveled, I tell you. I'm actually going to do some bug glitches to give me a bunch of levels because I need it. We started Dennis Paradox, and I kind of never continued Dennis Paradox again. I start Dennis Paradox, I end Dennis Paradox, because I always die, and it always ruins like the first episode. I always die on the first episode, and then that kind of just, Dennis always dies on the first episode. I try and find a mod pack that's fun, and then Dennis dies in that mod pack, and then it just makes it annoying. Doom Free, I actually really hated Doom Free. It was really trashy. It was overhyped. The checkpoint system is like the worst thing in that game. Cyberpunk, I actually really need to continue my Cyberpunk series. We're actually in the charcoal alpha tier. Not really friends with that person anymore, sadly. Let's see. This episode did not do too bad, to be honest. This was the last episode 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago. This one's 7 months ago. Episode 8. Not that bad, actually. Not that bad at all. So it was a lot longer ago. We had my terrible time with Limbo. I will never finish that game, Limbo, if I'm being honest. It is too hard. Terraria, that was actually a great time. I actually should be continuing my Terraria series soon, so look forward to that. We have to, we're actually finding a new person for my Far Cry 5 series, and I think I have like a few people, and they've all singing, so so I have to actually pick between some people, and I feel bad for picking between people, and all that. Sorry, I needed to sing in my nose there. Alright. But I feel bad for picking, between people for a series. So, Far Cry 5, I cannot remember who I was going to play it with. They never got back to me. Who was I going to play Far Cry 5 with? I had someone for Far Cry 5, and I cannot remember who it was for Far Cry 5. Well, actually, I had 3 people for Far Cry 5. One person never got back to me. Applebone was the other person, and there was another person. And I cannot remember the other game that I was supposed to play with someone. I was supposed to play another game with someone, and then I cannot remember the other game. We had Portal 1. That was actually a very nice series. We had my cyberpunk kind of hair here. Let's see, we had the Mafia 2. That was actually a great time. There was our Far Cry 2 series that we started back in 2024. Didn't realise how long ago that was. Our 7th anniversary streams. We did a 7th anniversary, streams. I don't know why I made a playlist for this, to be honest. I did multiple streams. Oh, sorry about that. I did multiple streams. This one with Ninja. This one with... Is this in the right place? I can't remember. We did a Back Soul Simulator stream. We did a Kibby Keeper. This was all a year ago. And this was my 7th anniversary stream for Minecraft 1.0. It's actually supposed to be release 1.0, and I accidentally put date. And then we have my 7th anniversary stream of Dino D-Day, and then we had that one, that was 3rd, that was 4th, that was 5th. Not too bad, I tell you. I actually quite enjoyed my 7th anniversary. We did server shenanigans are stored here. We actually have a lot of like different, you know, stuff that we need to get back to. I actually had my helmet on from when I was playing Blizzards and Arms. We had Avius got to level 50. Wildwood SMP. We're actually just checking out like a bunch of different ones. There's Modern Beta, there's Manacube, there's Mystic MC. I actually really enjoy, you know, reviewing servers, but I hate loot crates. If I see a server on loot crates, I always hate on it. Let's see. World of Elden. Elden's actually getting a remaster, so if any user fans of like SMPs, I would recommend going and checking out Elden. It's here's the code. I don't know if the viewers can see that or not. There you go. There's the full code for you if you are wanting to play World of Elden. Alright. This is me showing off I have a Discord server. Why is that in server shenanigans? I guess it is a server, but I don't think it should be here. I always would re-upload this, you know, saying like, oh, we have a server, you know. It's the same episode, same, you know, talk, and I'd just upload it again and again to advertise the server. Discord server. Let's see, we had Avius. Early days of Avius. Random server shenanigans, that's with Ecliptus. I actually really like this outfit that I created here. I tried to make it as realistic as possible, so I had different references, you know, all gathered up. And I tell you, this arm on the right was like the most painful thing to get looking right, because I would either put it too back that would look too tough, or it would look, you know, too thin. So it was very hard to get that right. I kind of just went with like, you know, a more realistic kind of, you know, suspenders and, you know, t-shirt. I looked at like a bunch of different other people and they had like, you know, little tiny lines, so we did a bunch of little lines going across. I'm so sorry, you can't see it, but I did a bunch of different lines that went, oh sorry, I have to wait on the little bar going down. But we had little tiny lines that went, you know, around this, you know, tiny bit to kind of create a crease mark. And it actually turned out pretty nice. The left side crease marks are, well, right sides for if it facing, you know what, just the left side over here has just lines. It's not very done well. The shadows, they're not very done well either. I kind of just added dark and I added light, you know, at random spots. It just did not look right, to be honest. Did not look right. Let's see. Why is that in there? Remove from playlist. I should really remove that other thing from the playlist. I think it was just has server in the name and when I was singing it. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I've done. The Mr. Beast server that didn't age well. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was me talking about the early days from what Chase had told me. That was me trapped in a pit in Shader Town. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, this is my time with Beanie Boy. Oh, that was a great time. I miss those days, just playing around, just having fun. That is Roblox. Why is that there? That was when I was on a kidnapping spree. I would kidnap my victims and then drive them into the water. Well, they were AFK. Normally they, you know, just swam back. I would take a like picture of them in the water. That video there did not age well. Let's see. Yeah, I did a bunch of little... Why am I getting distracted with all this? I should be on to my other thing by now. Alright, we have War Robots. No, that's where it was. So we have Far Cry 4. That was actually a quite nice time. We have our meme videos where we've done a lot of trans memes. We have Titanfall 2. We have Battlefield 3, Final Fantasy, which I started with my egg model. It was literally called Egg. You know why? Because it had a little egg on top. I tried to make it look nice, but I could never get that one to look nice. I think it was just eyes were too small. Wasn't too bad. It was kind of like that or this, you know, model that we have going on here. Let's see. We have Minecraft Pride Edition, which I was trying to do, you know, a mod pack for, and it is trying, you know, my words cannot work. It's very hard to do so. There's my, you know, deep sea diver suit that I had. I quite enjoyed that suit. Coalcraft, Moonacre, War Robots, A Traveller's Tale of Skyrim, which I'm actually still doing because it's that long of a series now. I'm actually exploring all of Skyrim and I'm actually quite enjoying it. Homefront, Roblox Adventures. I've not actually added any of my Roblox Adventures to it. I should really do that, to be honest. There's my shorts. This is where I place all my shorts, but I've not updated that recently. A Mystic Legends Vanilla Survival Let's Play. I totally forgot about that series existing. I think it died due to a issue that I had. My entire My Singing Monsters, Season 1. Well, this is Season 2 of Random Games Random Days. Metal Gear Solid 5, Battlefield 1 campaigns, a Starfield adventure, which ended off quite early because it was running terribly when it first launched, and it was just terrible, to be honest. Yakuza 0, art class is where I do all my art videos and other, you know, stuff. I really like doing the art class videos. I never continued it, sadly. Slime Rancher, Metro Redux and other Metro games. Let's see. Random Games Random Days Mobile. Achievement Hunting Random Games Random Days. I've never done another episode of that, I don't think so. I was actually going to do that. First impression on Random Games Random Days. This was, what do you call it, me going to do a series that was called First Impressions, so basically what Random Games Random Days is. Cell Quinta, I would actually recommend going and checking out Cell Quinta, the Six City Quest, and its sequel, Cell Monta Siege, the Demon Castle. It's actually a pretty cool, you know, thing. If I did it today, it would probably be a little bit better. But I tell you, I always struggled with its, how enemies attacked you in it. So I've been waiting for an update for the, what do you call it, that system to be updated. Bioshock Infinite, I really need to replay that on the channel. Minecraft Lord of the Rings, Cobblemon Season 1, and we're kind of just nearly up to date. There's Portal 2, Choo Choo Charles. I would love to replay that. You're actually wondering why I don't have my regular, like, you know, PNG model here. That is because I had a new PC at the time and I had not transferred all of my old stuff over. So, it was just, you know, a cutout from previous episode. Serious Sam, I love that game. I really want to play it with Barry. Brothers in Arms, I'm actually replaying the latest one, but I do want to go back and just play through the other ones again. Probably, you know, Brothers in Arms, Road to Hill 30. I just enjoy that one the most. And Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Star Wars, the complete saga. I need to replay that. I got like quite far into it, but then I started focusing on just collecting the little tiny studs, and that kind of just ruined it. Because I was there for nostalgia, but then my gremlinness took over. At Home Alone Final. That was actually a pretty good horror game that I really want to replay and try and get a better ending. But I feel like I would just do it so badly, so I've not went back to it. Encodia, that was a puzzle game that I played that I did horridly at. Horridly. Yes, I'm going to use that word for it because I was terrible at it. I had to use a guide for it. Men of Valor, September 19th, 2021. That was actually a pretty nice series, but the difficulty spike at the end really just singed it. If I replayed it today, I hope I could do better, but it's really a hit or miss. Lake, I really need to replay Lake. I'll probably replay Lake eventually, soon. I might actually do that soon. Gunwitch, Minecraft, but these episodes always had like a different theme about it. The last episode was supposed to be about Blahashes being all over the screen, but I accidentally deleted all of the pictures of Blahashes. So, basically like what I have here, this image, it just disappeared. It was just blank. It was transparent. So I was just walking around, you know, sad after that. All my Blahashes were gone. Halo MCC series. Minecraft Hackett, we already talked about that. Pokemon Bronze. Random Craft SMP, I already talked about that. That was actually a pretty nice time. Minecraft Jungle Paradise Supernova, which kinda helped bring back Golden Age, as I took a break from Golden Age to do Supernova. Minecraft Fun Little Survival Modded Survival Series. The Legend of Bar, it was kinda like a RL Craft. Well, you know what, I should really play RL Craft at one point. I love that little, you know, picture that I drew. It was pretty good, I tell you, it was pretty good. Creations SMP, we talked about that already. Horror games, the playlist. I'm actually thinking about going back and actually privating that episode and then making a new episode on Okari. Because I always said, because I got scared, you know, I was like, is that you? And I would just say a name and it was Mussolini. Is that you, Mussolini? Because I was that scared. I had to come up with like a name for it, you know, so I would not be that scared of it. And it had to be that name. Minecraft Not So Simple, Attack on B Team, Hetsick, Rising Kingdoms SMP, my SMP, that has also my SMP, Jungle Paradise Golden Age, which you can really see Golden Age now. It's actually coming up on its anniversary, so I'll save, you know, talking about that for now. Be Free Elite SMP, which was kind of like a little bit of a sucky SMP, to be honest. The Australians just kept swearing and they were really not nice people at all. Like, if you got to know them, they were really terrible people. Clay SMP basically tricked me for getting the seed of Clay SMP as well, so that they could play on the same world. We had Clay SMP and we restarted Clay SMP 3 times. 3 times. I gave Clay a chance to better himself, but you know, never happened. When I mean 3 times, you know, it was the first SMP, and he kinda never improved. He became still angry. I wanted to have a nice, you know, SMP together, and didn't really happen. Still, you know, he had a lot of anger problems. 1.16.4 Survival Series, which ended because I joined the SMP. I can't remember what SMP. I think it was actually this SMP, Season 2.0. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Daisy Adventures, Jungle Paradise Redwood, Half-Life 2. You know what? Let's actually get on to the meat of what I should be saying today. Because, you know, I'm celebrating my, you know, anniversary here, and I want it to be a little bit more special, I tell you. So, we're actually going to go and I'll showcase some of this upcoming series that we have planned. So my words just do not want to work. I might actually be doing a bit more replays on the channel, because I want to replay a lot of these, you know, series to make them better. I like to improve upon old stuff, okay? That's what I will say. I like to improve upon old stuff. Alright. So, I've not actually gotten my 2024 games list. 2024? 2026 games list. But I will tell you what we have for the future. That being filler is not going to be talked about. Alright, so we have Battlefield 4, we have Borderlands, the pre-sequel to play through, Castle Z Minor, we have Cyberpunk to continue, Dishonored, Doom 4, well Doom, not Doom 4. Yeah, it's Doom 4 basically, it just does not have a number, Doom. I'm not playing through Doom 3, or its remaster. Dying Light, Elden Ring, The Forest, Hitman Codename 47. I do want to play that eventually, but I know the controls are that bad. So I'm kinda just holding off on it. I might play Blood Money instead. Jazzpunk, the director's cut. Mad Max. Max Payne 3. Saints Row 2. Watchmen. The End Is Nigh. And then Part 2. Yakuza Like a Dragon. And we have Ace Square, we have Far Cry 5 to continue. Fields of Mysteria, Kits and Tales, Lockdown Protocol. Now I was actually going to get, I got for a collab, but I never, played it. I'm actually going to play it with Scav, if, they're available for it. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. I'm pretty sure that allows you to become a plastic duck. Or get named after a plastic duck. It's actually a pretty fun, simulator. I've just never gotten around to using it yet on the channel. We have Star Wars Battlefront 2, the modern one, which is now 90 gigabytes, which sucks. We have Jedi Fallen Order. We have Super Lesbian Animal RPG to continue, and we have Wolfenstein The New Order to start. And for my 2024 games that I need to continue, or get started, because I've been sat here for ages. Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, Dead Island Riptide, that's supposed to be played with Barry. Demonologist, I will not play. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Fallout 76, but it's almost 100 gigabytes now, so I have to wait quite some time before I'm able to play that. Generation Zero, Homefront The Revolution, Horizon Zero Dawn, Inside, the horror game from back in the day. If you remember it, you remember it. Lego Batman 2 and 3. I'm not playing the first one because I played that on the channel and it absolutely was terrible time because it bugged out. Mafia 2, we completed that. It's actually Mafia 3 that I'm supposed to play. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition can actually go in my junk folder. And remove that from there. There we go. So I have to play Mafia 3, Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance. We'll have to play that on the channel soon. Metro Exodus, Nexomon, Subnautica, Tom Clancy 1 and 2, Division, that's what I meant, and Unravel. I actually really want to play Unravel, but I always feel like not, holding up to the first person that, I watched play Unravel. If any of you remember, Stampy Longnose playing it all those years ago. I always look back at that series and I think, if I was to play that game, would I hold up to that? Because I really love that game, that series as well. And you know what, I don't know if I would be able to play it, as good as that series, I tell you. So I always like, have that little tiny, hint of fear if I did play it. Not holding up to the legacy before, behold, you know what, words. But that is a series that I have planned to do for our, my brain's farting, for the future. And I really, I'm getting like that little, boost of energy, like, I want to replay these games that I've played already, on the channel, because I just went through them all. Like, I want to replay that, I want to replay this, I want to replay that. Also, where's my Terraria series? I need to put that in my, folder for filler. When I mean filler, it's not like a bad filler. It's for a stream filler. So, I would stream to fill in little gaps during, stream times. When I'm streaming episodes. That's what I'm meaning. Alrighty, right. I have, so many games that I really want to replay now, because I've just went through this entire list and I see, all these old episodes. And you know what? I might actually do that. So I will probably end off this anniversary stream here. And I'll probably stream again in 20 minutes. I say 20 minutes, around 20 minutes. Alright. So that I can set up some stuff for our next stream, which will be an anniversary stream. Well, part of the anniversary streams. I just need some time to set up. So, I should really raid yous out to someone else. Let's see. Oh, they're playing Dying Light. Maeve Moradin. I'll send yous over there. That's where I'll send yous. So if you give me 1 second, let me grab the name. And I'll send yous over there. So, hopefully yous did enjoy our 8th anniversary. It does not feel like it's been 8 years, to be honest. It does not feel like it's been 8 years. It feels like it's been like 3 or 4 years, yeah, if I'm being honest. Alright, well, that is where we're going to be ending off for today. So hopefully you did enjoy this 8th anniversary. I'll be back in 20 minutes for our next part of this anniversary stream. So, have a nice day, stay safe, observable, make sure to need to be very important. Everybody see things, everybody see things, bye bye.